Hi there. I saw a couple of YouTubers reviews or art hauls, and now I seriously can't remember who it was because I tend to watch YouTube videos because it's been pretty noisy at home with renovations going on in the building and things like that. So I've been just watching videos in the background on my headphones. So I can't keep track of people, but I know I did look at into this little palette case. Another viewer or YouTuber had what would have been the 12, which I think you can get at Jackson's. Someone else got theirs on Amazon, so I found this on Amazon. It has clips to keep the lid tight. And then it has this silicone, which I'm not going to try to pick out. I think it's in there. The one I saw somebody using, I think you lay the silicone on top and then put the lid on. But this seems to be incorporated into the lid. So I'm going to use this not for watercolor, but for gouache. I don't know about you, but I think I'm not using gouache because I don't have them laid out in the palette. It seems a bit of a faff to, put them out and decide on the colors that you're going to use rather than being a little bit more spontaneous. So what I thought I would do is this holds 24. I'm going to put a little bit, not a lot, because I still don't know how much this will dry out and crack and then maybe waste paint. So I'm just going to put a little to begin with. I bought this sort of introductory set of Winsor & Newton Designer Gouache, and it'll just be all Designer Gouache because there's no point in putting acrylic gouache in there because it will dry. So I'm going to use the whole set, which are 10 tubes. So that gives me 14. Oh, I never realized that this was a little bit smaller. Then that's kind of weird. It's supposedly the same amount. Anyways, that's a little distraction. I will put these in as 10. Then I have I have another set that is the Springtime Holbein Gouache set. And I've taken the tubes out already that I'm going to use. And I've bought some open stock tubes as well. So I'm going to put all of these in. It's a range of more Holbein Designer Gouache. There's going to be a Royal Talens one, a My Marie one, another Royal Talens, and Shinhan, which I just got recently. And I think that's about it. And one Daler Rowney, which is Payne's Gray. And I always like having Payne's Gray in my watercolor palettes. So let's see what that gives us. That gives us a permanent yellow deep and a primary yellow, a spectrum red and a primary red, a primary blue and an ultramarine, a permanent green middle, a yellow ochre, an ivory black, and a zinc white. And to add to the rest of that, 14, I've got Bellflower, which is Holbein. I've got Naples Yellow Red, which is Royal Talens. And if you've been watching my videos, you know I love green. So there's dark green from Shinhan. There's moss green from also Shinhan, as well as Terre Verte. And then I have from My Marie, I have a sap green. And from Holbein, I have a cadmium green deep. And the requisite Payne's Gray. A burnt umber from My Marie, Gray number 3 from Holbein, Prussian Blue from Holbein, and Burnt Sienna from Royal Talents. And just for a little bit of fun, Vermilion and Silver Gray from Holbein as well. So I'm not going to bore you with me yammering on. I'm just going to start filling up the palette. Maybe when the sun's not so quite down for the day, I'm using indoor lighting. I'm going to fill this up with these 24, and then I'll swatch them out at the end, accompanied by some music. So here we go. Here's the palette. This side to take into consideration for the thumb thing that I never use on any of my palettes. These ones are a little bit shallower, but because I'm not really sure how well this is going to go, about drying and cracking, things like that, I think I will still put them into little half pans. It would make sense to put them like that, but they move around too much. So I'm going to put them on their side like that, so they're kind of in there snugly. So let's get to work. So as it turns out, not all of these little recesses are created the same. These are a little bit loose in here, whereas these are snug, and these don't fit this way at all. And so they fit this way, but again, I don't like that moving about. But I am still going to take the time to use the half pans. I'm just going to dab a little bit of museum wax on the back of them. I like doing that for my metal palettes as well. It's just this little jar of wax that I've shown in the past. I've used it when I was working in a museum, and it really, as it says, quake hold status. So you just put a little bit on the bottom and press it in, not even very much, and it doesn't move. And that lasts for, well, I don't know how long it lasts, but it lasts for a pretty darn long time. So I'll get to doing this. So that's the palette, and it seems to be working fine. I've had it now for a few weeks, and things don't seem to be drying out and cracking. I know Designer Gouache can dry and be reused, unlike the acrylic gouache, but I kind of wanted that still, kind of like the jelly paints, which have dried out, that I have. So anyways, I think this is going to work for me, and it's something that I just keep in the studio so it doesn't have to travel or anything like that, but it's perfect for now. I might even get another one. Thanks.